Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's ball game between the Weymouth Wildcats and the Brookline Warriors. Hello, I'm Patrick Thomas, joined alongside by Theo Nidigan. Weymouth comes into the game 1-2, winning a big game last week, 39-6 over Framingham. Brookline comes in 0-3, looking to get the first win of the season. Theo, you talked to some of the players throughout the week. What did they say about what they need to accomplish in order to get a win?
Well, they said that they're excited to come out this week because they're excited to build on their close game last week, in which they had a chance but made some costly mistakes, including a major penalty on 4th and 25 that really cost them the chance to win the game.
And I also spoke to both of the coaches. I spoke with Coach Wally Thomas, defense coordinator first, and he said, key to win, stop the quarterback. Quarterback touches the ball 65 to 70% of the time. If they can shut him down, it'll lead to a victory. On offense, I talked to head coach Keith Thomas, and he said they'll come out and limit the eye and the spread, looking to take advantage of Weymouth's 3-4 defensive look, where they lock the outside linebackers up. They're looking to throw the pass over the top, come out, take advantage of it, go away with a win. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in for the preview. I'm Patrick Thomas. This is Theo Nidigan. Stay tuned for the rest of the game.
All right, folks, we're coming in now. Weymouth got the football to start the game. They're already into Brookline territory, making it all the way down inside the 40-yard line at the 36. Theo, what does Brookline need to do to start the game to make sure Weymouth doesn't get on the board first?
Well, I think they need to play aggressive here. Weymouth got a good return, and to keep them from scoring, they need to play aggressive and keep them from driving the ball any further into their territory.
Good point, Theo. Dave Harrison comes out with the back behind him with the pistol look, hands it off. Going to be about a 3-yard gain for Darrell Fernandez.
That was a good group tackle there by Brookline, getting quickly to the back and getting a bunch of hands on him, dragging him down to the ground.
It's going to result in a 1st and 10 for Weymouth at the Brookline 32. Harrison comes out in the pistol look. Too tight set, flanked by 2 wide receivers. Short side of the field. He's going to hand it off again. Fernandez looking for a seam. He's got it. He cuts inside to the 20, and he'll go out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. Weymouth is really wasting no time here, Theo, making a steady rush and run into Brookline territory. What's going on the defensive side of the ball for Brookline?
Well, I think that they're not playing awfully. The Weymouth offense is just coming out very fast and showing them a lot of looks.
Harrison comes back out again in the pistol look. It's worked so far. This time he's going to level option run to the right. He cuts it back up the middle. Going to get close between a 4 and 5-yard gain. They'll spot it either at the 11 or 10-yard line, bringing up about a 2nd and 6. So, go ahead.
The Weymouth runners are making good reads here on the last play. The running back cut it outside because there was a hole and he felt like he could get around the edge. And on this play, the quarterback cut it inside.
This time Harrison comes out with a fullback to the right. Fernandez is still behind him. He's going to give it a little toss. Fernandez looking for a seam. And he picks up about 6 yards on that play. It's going to be right at the first down marker. Actually, he will have the first down to be inside the 5-yard line at the 4.
Brookline is letting Weymouth push them around a little bit here, and they really need to show their strength and hold them here.
Well, this is one of the things that Coach Wally Thomas was talking about, except so far Fernandez has been the one with the ball in his hand. Harrison hands off Fernandez. Fernandez looking for a seam, and nice tackle on the play.
Good job there sealing the edge by Brookline, not letting him take it outside.
Zachary Cole on the tackle. It's going to bring up a 2nd goal from about the 3-yard line. Brookline, we'll see if they'll stay in that base 4-3 defense or if they'll walk some of the linebackers up from the outside. Harrison comes out again. Fernandez in the pistol look, gets the handoff, turns back at the middle, touchdown! Weymouth Wildcats. On that drive, it looked like Brookline didn't have a single answer for the running game whatsoever. Fernandez had his way, running left, right, and up the middle, all up and down the field.
Yeah, especially on that play, it was very clear. You could see Brookline had the guys there. They just let them get pushed back, and he just powered right through them into the end zone.
Lining up for the extra point. Matt Long will attempt the kick. And it's good. That's going to notch the score at 7-0 in favor of the Wildcats. Brookline's got less than 9 minutes to go in the first quarter to redeem themselves to get on the board as well.
Brookline getting off to a tough start there as Weymouth drove on them, but Brookline will look to have a nice, strong bounce-back drive here and put that behind them.
Well, they certainly need it in order to stay in this ball game. Weymouth is still feeling very good about themselves after last week's win over Framingham. I'm sure that was a huge burst of confidence.
Yeah, and they're keeping the momentum with them as they get this first score here.
Matt Long is going to come out and kick it for the Wildcats. Back deep. Number 4, Neil Vatchen. And number 6, Sean Richardson.
And let's
see, wow, it's a squib kick.
And it looked like Brookline may have recovered.
And a host of Weymouth players are saying they got it, and they did.
Weymouth gets the ball. Looked from the initial look, it looked like Brookline had gotten on it first, but you never know what happens under that pile. And Weymouth looks like they wrestled it away.
And folks, if you were looking at that kick, Brookline wasn't even set up for any kind of squib or something short right there. Weymouth wasting no time jumping all over the Warriors here often and early. They want to make their presence known, and Theo, it looks like Brookline has no answer. They're totally caught off guard by everything.
I think that Weymouth is really trying here, especially with that squib kick, to rattle Brookline and get them off their game.
Harrison, the offset pistol look, Fernandez. Talk about a host of Brookline players. Nice stop on the initial surge for Brookline was Devin Perkins.
Good tackle there. Brookline got out in front and in front of the line and got the nice tackle.
They're going to credit Fernandez with about a 1-yard rush on that last play. Harrison comes back out in the twin tight end set pistol look that worked so well the first drive. Going to hand off again to Fernandez. Fernandez up the middle, tries to cut back, not really a running lane there. Brookline with a surge of defenders, leaving him no running room. Looks like he might get about a 2-yard gain.
Looks like Brookline here has done a good job after that first drive of coming back and knowing what they need to do better on this drive and really playing strong and aggressive and not letting them find those running lanes and take it for big gains.
Weymouth's going to have a 3rd and 6 at the Brookline 37. Harrison comes out. And looks like there's a timeout called. Brookline. So, Theo, we're seeing a trend so far. Weymouth has really put it to Brookline. We don't really know until after this series whether Brookline will have a response, but honestly, if Brookline just hasn't had an answer so far.
Yeah, I think this 3rd down here is really important for Brookline to keep themselves emotionally in this game. They got a tough start and were probably a little rattled, but they need to bounce back.
Harrison comes out. Twin set look with Fernandez to the left. He's going to run it. Brookline with a host of defenders there. Let's see if they held him short. I think he is short.
It looked there like he was just short. A good job by Brookline not letting him gain too many yards.
And that's going to bring up what looks like about a 4th and 2, 4th and 3 situation.
And Weymouth's going to go for it here. Obviously, in high school, the kickers don't have very big legs, and it would be hard to kick this long a field goal.
And if you're Weymouth, why not? You've had so much success running the ball. 4th and 3, why would it be any different? Harrison comes back out in the pistol look. And it's like they're going to get a free play. Excuse me, it wasn't Harrison. They're sitting with somebody else. He's still a free play. He's running. And they're going to get down inside the 25.
So,
Yeah,
it looks like the Weymouth got Brookline to jump, but even on the play, Brookline had guys with hands on the runner, but they weren't able to bring him down. He fought through it and got some good yardage on the play.
As you can tell right there, obviously Weymouth came in with a different snap count, kind of had the Warriors rocking back and forth on their heels, not really knowing what to expect. Once again, Weymouth comes back out in the twin tight ends pistol set. Fernandez takes a hop set back, looking to surge up the middle. He's rumbling, bouncing up a few tacklers. He'll surge his way up the field for a first down. He'll make it inside the 15, looks like.
Yeah, Brookline is really struggling here to keep Weymouth from beating them on the ground. Weymouth is just running all over them, and Brookline really needs to gather themselves and get back in this game.
So far, the Weymouth Wildcats have had a galvanizing running attack. Harrison fakes the handoff to Fernandez. Brookline looks like they're caught off guard just for a moment there. Flag on the play. We'll wait and see what the call is.
It looked there like there was a little confusion from Weymouth's offense too, as the quarterback seemed to run into his running back.
So that's actually a big turn of events on that second down play. Instead of getting closer to the 10-yard line now, Weymouth has a 2nd and 8 situation from the 22. Now, Weymouth's going to come out in a tight trip situation, but hold up, another flag. And Weymouth is just setting themselves back right here, giving a little bit of that momentum over to the Brookline Warriors, who definitely need some right now.
Yeah, this is really good for Brookline to, they need to really take advantage of these mistakes by Weymouth if they want to get themselves back into this game.
All right, Weymouth comes back out in a different set. 2 tights. New back in the backfield. Harrison's going to roll out. He's going to throw for a pass for the end zone. It's no good.
And that's the first pass of the game, and they went there for it all on that pass, going deep for the end zone, trying to maybe catch Brookline again off guard after a lot of runs in a row, making a deep throw, hoping that Brookline was coming up to play the run and could get that ball over the top of the defense.
Pass is incomplete to the wide receiver, Tyler O'Brien. That brings up a 3rd and 13 situation for Weymouth. You can tell the comfort level is already much better with the run than the pass. Harrison the shotgun. He's going to roll to the right again, looking to pass. And we almost have a pick. Almost have a huge pick for Brookline, in and out of the hands of the defender on that play, Daniel Benjanov.
And still a nice play there for Brookline. It's now 4th and 13, and we'll have to see if Weymouth feels like their kicker can kick it from here, but they'll most likely have to go for it because their kicker cannot kick it from this distance. But this is a hard situation, 13 yards to gain on 4th down.
Weymouth coming out in what has been a running set. Fernandez is in the backfield. Don't be surprised if they do run the ball right here. Fake play action. And Brookline has him in the backfield, but they can't get him down. Harrison's going to take off. He's got his way, making it inside the 15-yard line.
We'll have to see where they mark it, but that may be close to a first down.
We're going to wait for a spot by the referees. Player down on the field.
Brookline had him in the backfield, had 3 guys around him, but he managed to get past them, and they're given a first down.
They're given a first down. That was Jerry Camille on the ground. He's back up. And Brookline had him dead to rights, but that just goes to show you. That's why they call it form tackling, not arm tackling. You can't just grab their jerseys, get them down. Weymouth coming back out, looking to get their second score of the first quarter. Fernandez behind Harrison. He'll hand it off to Fernandez. Fernandez spins forward for about a 2.5-yard gain.
Yeah, that was much better tackling than on the last play. But this is going to probably be tough here for Brookline after allowing a first down on a run on 4th and 13. That's tough to come back from.
Well, if you want to stay in the ball game, especially in the first quarter, you've got to be able to make those stops when it matters most. Wildcats coming back out in an offset pistol look, tied in to the left. Fernandez behind Harrison. Harrison runs to the left, got a lead blocker. It's going to be a sweep with the quarterback. And a host of Warriors make the tackle on the far sideline. That'll be about right at the 10 or inside the 10. Theo, big down coming up here on 3rd down.
Yeah, it'll be a 3rd and pretty long here, about 3rd and 7. But as we've seen, Weymouth can get the first down, so it's really important for Brookline here to get a stop.
Harrison coming back out in the pistol look. He'll have James Bradley to the right, hands off to Fernandez. Fernandez fumbles off a little toss. Let's see if Brookline can recover. It's up for grabs right now.
That was the first running play there where they really had to toss. Most of them had been a straight handoff, and it looked like the running back didn't get a good grip on it and fumbled it. Luckily for Weymouth, they were able to recover the ball.
Yeah, there was some miscommunication on the toss right there. Like you said, they have been handing the ball off. Done it occasionally a little bit with the toss, but it's going to bring up another 4th down situation, and we'll see if Brookline can take advantage of it.
Yeah, last time they had a 4th and much longer than this, they weren't able to stop them. This is a very, very important play here for Brookline.
Weymouth got a big timeout. Let's see if they come out. They come out with a field goal formation. They're looking to get points right here. Matt Long will attempt the kick. And they miss it. They miss.
So that's huge there for Brookline. Weymouth comes out trying to just put a couple more points on the board, and they missed the kick. It was off the post, and that's huge for Brookline.
If you look back at that last play, there was a huge burst up the middle of the defensive players. I feel like that had a little bit of effect on the kick. Long wasn't able to necessarily get the trajectory that he was hoping for. Nonetheless, it's going to bring up a first down for the Brookline Warriors, something they very much needed in this first quarter.
Yeah, and so now Brookline has a chance to get a drive and get points up on the board while it's still only a 1-score game for Weymouth.
Knopf comes out under center. Offset eye look. Twins to the right. And he's going to hand off. And he has nowhere to go. Jeffrey Santos looking for running room, and he gets stopped by a cluster of Wildcats on that last play.
So Brookline comes out trying to do a similar thing to what Weymouth was doing, trying to get it going on the ground, but weren't able to get any yardage.
Warriors come back. Tight to the right. 2 receivers flank to the left over here. But Santos is going to have a little bit of running room, but it seems like he couldn't get any way out of that. It just, Wildcats were right there before he even tried to burst outside.
Yeah, Brookline is trying to come out strong on the ground and come back at Weymouth for those drives, but they're not having much success here. They're not finding a lot of those holes, and Weymouth is tackling better than Brookline did.
Less than a minute 30 left to go in the first quarter. Knopf under center again. They're going to come up with that offset eye look. He'll drop back. He'll scramble. He's looking for a man. He's going to toss it long to Richardson. Richardson has a chance at the ball and just overshot him. Knopf led him just a bit too much, and he couldn't come up with a catch.
Yeah, but that shows some good things for Brookline. It shows a nice arm from their quarterback, and it was a close play for Brookline, just out of the reach of the diving receiver.
And it looks like Brookline is going to come out in a punting formation. Back for the Wildcats is their quarterback, Harrison, but I believe the Warriors go down that ball.
So now Weymouth will start their third drive inside Brookline territory. All of their drives have started inside Brookline territory. In fact, this drive, which is starting at around the 49-yard line, is the farthest they've started from the goal line.
And indeed, Theo, strong point to make considering Brookline has only touched the ball on one series in this first quarter and has not even come close to the 50-yard line at all. Weymouth comes back out. Bradley just to the left of Harrison. Fernandez just behind Harrison. Hands it off to Fernandez. Fernandez up the left side. He's looking to, and he is going to get about a 9-yard gain. Pushed just out of bounds by the Warriors.
What Weymouth did so well on that last on that series for Brookline was not able to do here. They had arms around the running back, but they weren't able to bring him down. He broke through it and gained a bunch more yards.
Weymouth's gonna come back out. It's 2nd and 2. And the same pistol set that's been working for them all game. 2 tights, 2 receivers. Fernandez behind Harrison. Harrison hands off to Fernandez. Fernandez goes up the middle. He's going to get about what looks to be about an 8-yard gain. Maybe a little bit more than that. That'll result in a 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
So as the quarter comes to an end, Brookline has really been struggling to stop the run for Weymouth. And in their only 3 offensive plays that Brookline has had, they have struggled to run.
And folks, if you just even look at the body language of the Warriors right now, they seem just a bit dejected. I'm sure that they want to take advantage of that missed field goal. And right now, I know that Coach Wally Thomas and his brother Keith Thomas over on the sidelines looking for answers. Theo, what do they need to do in this second quarter in order to be able to maybe quiet down this vaunted Weymouth rushing attack?
Well, I think the most important thing for Brookline to do here is just forget about that first quarter and put that behind them and just come out here enthusiastic and excited to play, and don't let that tough first quarter get them down, and play aggressive, play strong, and stop the run.
Well, that last quarter, Harrison Fernandez has played off each other. Fernandez got most of the looks, had a lot of rushing yards to the left, right, and actually most of it actually came up straight up the middle. Let's see if that happens again. Folks, we changed opposite sides of the field. They're coming out in a different look. Harrison rolls right, looks for a man, misses a defender, and he's going to run for it, and he'll get close to a first down before running out of bounds at around the 25.
So a good job getting into the backfield by Brookline, but they just, again, missed a tackle and weren't able to bring the quarterback down. Even once he escaped that first tackle, there were a couple more guys waiting for him, but he was able to get around them on the edge and rush for some good yards.
Weymouth comes out this time. Split receivers to the left and right. Fernandez to the left side of your field at the bottom of the screen. Harrison's just going to take off straight up the middle. He bounces it out right outside. Shakes a tackler. Looking for more. And he'll get, oh, it looks like a fumble on the play. Brookline comes up with the ball. What a huge play. Surge of momentum for the,
Yeah, an amazing play there for Brookline. After a very poor job, they had some arms around his leg, and he got past that. But they were able to get the ball out of his hands and come up with it, and now they have another chance, again with only down by one score, to put some points up.
And I tell you, Theo, Weymouth has had more than their share of opportunities. Just go ahead and put Brookline away or way down early on in this game, and they're not taking advantage of it, and they're just letting Brookline hang around, which is good for the Warriors.
It's good for the Warriors. They're not capitalizing yet, but it's good for the Warriors.
All right, Knopf comes back out. Looks like a two tight end set. Santos selects him. He's going to fake it. He's going to drag out. He's going to take off. Knopf. He'll get a couple yards on that play. Actually, he'll probably get about 7. Nice play by Ben Knopf on the run.
Yeah, Weymouth not able to bring him down. There were a bunch of guys around him, but he was able to wiggle through them and get some good yardage on that play.
Knopf back in the huddle. And one of the things that Coach Thomas did stress in this game is that they are looking to throw the ball. Weymouth has a 3-4 look where they walk the outside linebackers up to the line of scrimmage a good deal. So we'll see what the Warriors do on this play. Knopf under center. Drops back. Scrambling, looking for a man. Going to essentially throw it at the feet of his teammate on that last play. Incomplete.
And we see here the Weymouth quarterback, Dave Harrison, is also coming out here, and on that last play was covering one of Brookline's best receivers, Deshaun Richardson.
And that's something to note because a lot of these guys for Weymouth will be playing both sides of the football. Something they're going to try to do in order to put Brookline away early. Something to note, though, if Weymouth does do that, you got to think Brookline's got to look and take advantage of how tired these players will be come into the time of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Brookline just needs to hang around in this game and stay in it, and hopefully by the end of the game, the Wildcats will be tired. Also, all of the running can really tire an offense out.
3rd and 3 for Brookline at their own 17. 10:51 to play in the second quarter. Knopf comes out. Receivers to the left, to the right. Santos is going to go out for a swing pass, but he doesn't really have anywhere to go. Shakes a few defenders. And actually, he's going to have about a 2-yard loss or a catch for no gain. Looking for a 4th and 3 to 5 situation. It's punting time for Coach Keith Thomas and the Wildcats.
Yeah,
The Warriors.
another disappointing drive here for Brookline. Not able to capitalize yet again on a missed opportunity for Weymouth. Snap a little high.
And Harrison tries to catch up, and he's going to fumble it. A muff punt. Huge play.
And yeah, it bounced before, the ball bounced before it got to him and took a funny bounce. It didn't really hop back up. It kind of stayed along the ground. And the return man wasn't able to cover it to wrap it up, and was immediately hit by a Brookline player, knocking the ball loose, and Brookline recovered it quickly.
You know, I got to wonder right there why Harrison was even trying to scoop that up. It hit the ground. There was no business really for him to even come close to catching that. But anyway, 1st and 10 for the Brookline Warriors at the 44 as they look to cross over into Weymouth territory. 10:05 left in the second quarter. Brookline has so far played mostly under center, a couple times showing up in the shotgun sets. Not this time. He's going to come under center. And they'll shift. This time they'll come into an empty look. Quads to the left. Bobby a screen. One receiver. Not. Gets the snap. He'll throw it out. And that's going to be a gain. Nice play. Nice play for the Warriors.
A nice simple pass, but some deception on before the snap with a shift of all those guys and coming out with the quads look, which is not very common. But then a nice screen pass after that.
Let's see if Brookline tries to do something again or if they'll just shift back. Now looks for a man, tries to find him, and it goes in and out of the hands of the Weymouth defender. Looking for Brookline. That's not an interception. That could have been costly considering that they just got the best field position that they've had all game.
Yeah, Brookline came out again in the quads look with the 4 guys on the opposite side of the field. Threw it to the guy all alone, who was very well covered by the Weymouth defender, and was just able to jar it from the hands of the defender for an incompletion.
Knopf comes out in an empty shotgun look. Quads to the right, the bottom of your screen. Lone receiver to the left. He's going to roll right. Looks for somebody. And they're going to call an incompletion. Richardson can't come up with a catch. Couldn't really tell if it bounced off the ground or what happened.
Yeah, some good pursuit there by Weymouth defenders, getting quickly into the backfield and forcing Knopf out of the pocket. And on the run, he made a hard throw that was a little too low for Richardson to come up with.
Applying the pressure on that last play was in Dan Johnston. Seen him a couple times in the backfield. Well, it looks like Brookline's going to go for it. If they can get this 4th down conversion, it will mean a lot. Knopf comes out, trips to the right, back to the left. Looks for a man. And just a little off. Actually, it seemed like it could have been about the right spot. I'm not really sure what Deshaun Richardson was looking for right there. I don't know if he just caught it later. What happened?
I think the pass may have been a little high, but a pretty good play there. They got the guy open, and he just wasn't able to come up with it. I think it was a little bit high, and you could hear it clip his hands.
Well, Brookline misses a golden opportunity to convert. And Weymouth comes out. Harrison rolls to the right, looks for a man, misses the defender, bounces back out, surges forward, and he'll get about a 2-yard gain.
So he wasn't able to get very many yards there, but yet again we see Brookline missing tackles, missing an opportunity to drop him for a loss. He's able to come up with, although it was not very much, maybe a yard or 2.
Dan McLaughlin on that tackle. Harrison comes back out. He'll come out in the Twins pistol look. And Fernandez didn't have anything to go with right there.
Yeah, he looked like as he came up to the line, he kind of slowed down, tried to maybe stop and break it back outside because there wasn't anything there. But Brookline was too quick and brought him right down.
It's going to bring up about a 3rd and 8 for the Brookline 47. 8:02 left in the second quarter. Weymouth coming out in a 2x2 shotgun set. Harrison with Bradley just to the left of him. He's going to roll left. Bradley serving as a lead blocker. Chops the defender. He's got a man, and he finds him. Receiver just steps out of bounds on that play. Matt Long coming down with a big catch at about the 25-yard line. tiptoed the sidelines. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Weymouth Wildcats.
Nice chop block there for Weymouth. Another guy pursuing the quarterback, but the lead blocker was able to get out there and cut him down, and the quarterback was able to make a nice throw to his receiver along the sideline.
Huge play by the senior captain, James Bradley, for that huge block. Harrison comes back. Simple shotgun. Now it's going to be a draw. He's got a lot of running room. Let's see if he can get taken down. And he's going to make his way all the way down inside the 5-yard line at about the 4.
For Brookline, again, they were not able to capitalize. 3rd and 8 for Weymouth. Weren't able to stop them, and that's really devastating. All of these chances for Brookline that they've let slip through their hands.
Brookline, if you can see on film right now, players have hands on their hips. The defense has been on the field for a very long time. Haven't gotten much rest because the Wildcats have been running roughshod on them all night. Harrison comes out with a split pistol look. Fernandez gets a hole to the right, and he doesn't even get touched. Touchdown for the Wildcats. Fernandez with the 2nd run of the night in the end zone.
And looking at the Brookline players on the field, they just look very tired and very distraught here. Of obviously a very frustrating start to the game after a lot of mistakes by Weymouth, none of which Brookline was able to capitalize on.
In all honesty, it could probably be 34-0, waiting attack on 35. Nonetheless, it's 14-0 in favor of the Wildcats. 6:35 left in the 2nd quarter, about halfway to the end of the 1st half. Theo, we're seeing a continuing trend of Brookline not being able to do what Coach Wally Thompson was talking about before the game, which is stopping the quarterback and shutting him down.
Yeah, I mean, he has not thrown the ball a lot, but he and his running back have been able to get a lot of yardage on the ground against them.
Matt Long is going to set up the tee for the Wildcats. Watch out, folks. He has teed it up a couple times and come up with a squib kick. Don't be surprised if he does it again. I'm sure the Warriors will be a little more set up for it. They did walk up to the guys behind the front 4. Long kicks it off. He's going to squib it just up the middle. It's caught clean that time by Braxton Johnson. He runs it up to about the 35. Someone got a little shaken up laying on the ground.
Yeah, I can't see the number right now, but Weymouth goes with the squib again, that time kicking a little harder, getting it farther downfield. Clearly not trying to recover that, just trying to squib it. And now their players down.
And Benjamin Gilman is going to be helped up. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Looks like he just got his bell rung just a little bit. Let's hope he just comes off and he'll re-enter the game here in a moment.
I didn't see quite what happened, but yeah, he was able to walk off the field under his own power, so that's a good sign.
Well, over the course of a game, there are many hits that sometimes when you're fixated on other battles on the field, you kind of lose track of, and hopefully that'll be the last injury we do see tonight. Brookline coming out at their own 36, 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Looks like they had an overload set to the left. Santos has got a lot of running room. He's going to surge his way up for a 1st down and then some more. He's not going to stop. Just keeps trucking on for about a 15-yard gain. Nice run to the left. That overload set for the Warriors.
And the first down of the game for Brookline, that's huge for them. After Weymouth put more points on the board, they came out and got their first down and are trying to get that momentum back from Weymouth.
First and 10 right at the 50 for the Brookline Warriors. Knopp under center. He'll toss it again to Santos. Santos looking for running room. Hanging up the right side. And nice tackle by Bradley on the play. We've seen him make plays on both sides of the ball tonight.
Yeah, making very good plays. Clearly a good, strong player. Good tackles and good blocks. Brookline got about 2 yards there.
Santos with a 2-yard run on the last play. Knopp comes into the huddle. With Santos out of the game, you got to wonder if they're going to come out in a shotgun look or back under center. They don't. He'll go under center. Knopp hands it off. Dan McLaughlin with about a 6-yard run.
Going with the more powerful back there, and he just powered it up for some good yards. So now on this drive, Brookline is looking back to the run and getting some more, some better results this time.
Looks like Brookline is going against what Coach Thomas was saying was going to be their bread and butter and sticking with the run, and it's working for them. They're going to stick with the big meat right here. McLaughlin's in the game, Knopp under center. Hands it off to McLaughlin. McLaughlin looks for the running lane and gets stopped. Nowhere to go for the Warriors, and it's going to be a close one. Not really sure where they'll spot that.
We'll have to see where the spot is. You have to assume that Brookline will go for it here down in this game. But, yeah, it looks like it's just a few inches short of the 40-yard line, which is right about where the first down marker is.
4th and inches for the Warriors on that last play. And it looks like Coach Thomas is going to wind the clock down, maybe call a timeout right here. Going to confer with his quarterback and see what they both want to do for the next play.
Yep, Brookline calls the timeout here, and I think a good move here for Brookline because they really want to make sure that they get this first down here. This is it's really important here to capitalize on this opportunity. Down by 14 now. This is a very important play. You don't want to go into the half still down by 14 and with no momentum. You want to have some momentum going into the half. So this is a really important drive here for Brookline.
Excellent point, Theo. And just to add something else, if Brookline can come away with a touchdown right here, that's about a 28-point swing because the Warriors missed out on a lot of plays. Santos running and running, hadn't been stopped yet.
He got a bunch of Weymouth defenders got hands on him, but he slipped right through them for good yardage. So a huge play there for Brookline, getting the first down, keeping this drive going. This is by far the farthest they've gotten down the field.
Certainly a huge play for the Warriors. Takes them inside the 30. They're going to be at the 27, 1st and 10. Let's see what the Brookline Warriors come out in under center. It's been working for them so far. Knopp hands off to Santos, but Santos is going to lose at least 3 to 4, maybe 5 yards.
Yeah, it looks like about a 5-yard loss there. So going with a similar play, trying to get it outside. But Weymouth was all over at that time. And Brookline has to hope here that they can get that yardage back because this is an important drive. They really need to put some points up on this board before the half.
2:38 left in the second quarter. Second 13 from the 30. Brookline, you got to think they're going to come out passing right here on second down. Let's see what the look is. Single back set. Knopp under center. Rolls to the right. Doesn't really see anybody. Fakes the defender and tosses it up. A couple of people around him. Harrison was there. Also by one of his teammates, Matt Long, to break up the pass.
Yeah, at first there, Knopp didn't see anyone and was getting chased by some defenders. Was able to get around them and threw it downfield into double coverage. Lucky there that they didn't get picked off. Another timeout called here.
And Brookline calls the timeout.
Yeah, again, 3rd and 13. This is a long way. They really need to get this drive. You have to assume that they'll go for it on 4th down. So they have 2 downs probably to gain these 13 yards. But that's not easy, and so it's really important here that they get some yards here and set up a better 4th down situation.
Oh, well, also, I mean, you look at it in the sense that you really don't have anything to lose. You're 0-3 on the season. This is a home game for your team. Why not, if you don't get it here on 3rd down, go get on 4th? You know,
yeah,
everything's on the line. 3rd and 13 at the 30. Coach Thomas preached before the game that they were going to try to take advantage of the 3-4 look by passing the ball over the middle of the top of those defenders. But so far, what's worked has been the running game. 3rd down. Trips to the left, McLaughlin just to the left of Knopf. The bottom of your screen. Number 80, Tyler Patterson. He's going to pass to Patterson. Patterson can't come up with the catch. Knopf a little hot right there. He looked like Patterson had him on the slant, but
yeah, it hit him in the hands, but it was hot and a tiny bit high. You want that pass when it's coming in that hot. You want it in the chest, and he threw it up where he had to reach out and get it, and that's hard for a lot of guys. Not many players, even at the higher level, can make a lot of plays with the ball away from their body.
Warriors come out in the same look. Knopf in the shotgun. Gets the snap. He's going to toss it right back. He saw something again. Patterson has nothing but green in front of him. That's going to be a touchdown for the Warriors. And how about that?
That's huge for Brookline there.
Coach Thomas came back to the same exact play. We said it was open. He'd missed it the first time. And what guts right there to go back to the same play and make it work.
Yeah, they saw that it worked last time. They just didn't quite get the pass right. And this time they come back to it, and he puts it in the perfect spot for Patterson, and he makes some cuts to get that open space and run it straight in for the touchdown.
And that's a huge boost of confidence. And it looks like the Warriors just going to have to toss it up. Fumbled.
A badly handled snap there for Brookline on the extra point, and so they're not able to put up that point, so it's now going to be an 8-point game. So that's tough, but they still have to look positively upon that touchdown as taking it finally getting some points up on the board, finally getting some momentum going their way. Although that missed extra point really hurts that momentum. When you get that big touchdown and you're really fired up, it's hard to then miss that extra point, and that's really devastating as a player.
And that just means that Brookline's going to have to go for 2 later in the ball game. Max Bachman was the holder on that last play. Couldn't quite seem to come up with it, hold on to it. Nonetheless, Brookline's going to tee it off.
Yeah, it looked like the snap was a little low. Obviously, it's hard at this level to make that long snap.
Santos to kick off for the Warriors. A little bit of a shallow squib, and that's going to be out of bounds. Not a very good kick, and again, mistakes are going to give Weymouth an opportunity to possibly get on the board right before the half.
Yeah, that's tough for Brookline. I mean, they get the momentum from that touchdown on 4th down, then you come out and miss that extra point, and then you come out and kick it out of bounds and give Weymouth really good field position. So this is tough. Brookline got the momentum going their way, but now they're letting it slip away and letting Weymouth take back that momentum.
2:04 left in the second quarter. Weymouth has the lead, 14-6. Brookline just got on the board. A huge 4th down play on the same exact pass. 3rd down, Knopf, Patterson. Patterson had a lot of green, took it straight in for the score. Weymouth comes out, in a pistol set. Harrison waits for the snap. And Harrison tosses it to Long, but he was covered by a couple of Warriors defenders right there. Nice job on the defense.
A different look there from Weymouth. I was looking. I thought that that Harrison may take off and run. There was plenty of open grass in front of him. But on that play, he was really looking for his receiver downfield, and that was not what was open on that play.
Harrison drops back in the shotgun. Rolls again to the right. Fernandez is the lead blocker. And Perkins misses a tackle in the backfield. Fortunately, one of his teammates comes up with the big play. Stefano Magni coming up to make the tackle.
Yeah, so that's tough for Brookline. I mean, again, it looked like they were going to go for it downfield, but he sees that pressure in his face that brings his eyes down, and now he's looking in front of him, and he takes off with it.
As you can tell, Weymouth is not a truly passing team. They're looking to run the football. Harrison rolls again to the right. He's got a lot of time to throw. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, again, he looked to throw. Didn't see anything downfield. Didn't want to risk throwing it away. So he brought his eyes down, and there wasn't much, but he took off.
Forced out of bounds by Tyler Patterson on that last play. Nice play by Patterson. We'll see if Weymouth comes out looking to convert or to punt.
They're making a lot of substitutions here, but their quarterback is still in the game. So we'll see what they come out with. Brookline does have a man deep. Looks like they're expecting the punt, but Weymouth is taking some time in the huddle. Looks like they may, which suggests that
Weymouth may have to call timeout right here.
And
They did.
They did indeed call timeout. They'll talk over this. This is not a long fourth down here, 4th and 3. They went for much longer earlier in the game, but this isn't as good field position as they had earlier in the game. And if they don't get it here, they would give Brookline a chance to put up points to put up more points at the very end of the half.
Yeah, you see Coach Wally Thomas has his defenders caged in there. So the message has got to be keep Harrison contained. They can do that on this 4th down play. It'll pay dividends.
And it looks here like Weymouth is coming out to punt.
Well, Brookline's just going to come out in a punt formation look. And Deshaun Richardson just lets it roll down into the 10. That's going to be a lot of yardage to make up.
Yeah, they're starting now from about the 5, so this is going to be tough with 1 minute and 8 seconds left. So a clear advantage here for Weymouth that's coming out earlier in the game is on kicking. Brookline has not been able to kick the ball very far, and that's been giving Weymouth good field position. And now Weymouth is able to come up with a nice punt, a nice kick, and pin them back.
And you got to wonder if Coach Thomas is going to try to run some clock and just end the half, or they're going to try to get back on the board. It looks like they may try to get back on the board again. Now drops back, catches Santos, and that's an incompletion. Easily could have been called a fumble right there. I'm not quite sure if it was a lateral or if it was a forward pass. Anyway, they're going to call it incomplete.
Looking for the little pass there to the wide receiver coming out of the backfield, but there was a guy right in front of him, and he wasn't looking for it, and it just went behind him.
something to point out is that play only took what looked like a second or two off the clock. Very quick running play. If you're going to throw the ball late in a half, you better be making some completions, taking the time off, unless you want to give Weymouth a chance. McLaughlin's going to get the run, and he's tackled by a surge of defenders. They're going to mark him dead at about the 4, even though he was dragged back all the way into the end zone.
Yeah, he was a bunch of about 4 or 5 defenders, 3 or 4 or 5 defenders on him there, dragged him back, but they give him forward progress to about the 4.5 yard line, and that play did take some more time off the clock. So, but now after that first play that didn't take very much time, unless they come up with the first down here, it looks like Weymouth is going to get the ball back.
51 seconds left in the first half. Brookline probably just trying to see if they can get out of their own end zone. Knopf in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right, to the left. Drops back. Tosses it long for his man. That's going to be about 10 yards in front of Richardson. And there was I feel like he just overshot him. I don't think I'm going to put that one on the wide receiver.
Yeah, Knopf has showed off a couple of times. He's showed off his big arm, his ability to throw downfield. But so far, we haven't seen an ability to be very accurate downfield or on the short passes.
That's something hopefully Knopf will be better at in the second half. Short punt. And he waits for the fair catch. Matt Long.
That punt went about, looks like 15 yards. It was nearly blocked, and it went almost straight up and came down. So now Weymouth, 38 seconds, they have a really good chance here to put up more points before the half. So that's a really disappointing drive. As you said, 2 passing plays there, which made the clock stop running and gives Weymouth time here to put more points up on the board.
Theo, I just go back to that first down play where it literally took just a second off the clock. Now, Weymouth has 38 seconds to work with. Harrison in the shotgun. Fernandez to the right as a lead blocker. He's going to throw it. He finds his man, Matt Long. Long is going to get out of bounds at about the 16-yard line.
That play took about 5 seconds, and so Weymouth is already coming out here. They're coming out. They complete a pass, which is more than Brookline was able to do, and they have more than half of the amount of time that Brookline had. So they have time here to put these points up.
Harrison comes out. Fernandez to the left of him. Trips to the left. He's going to roll back left. Fernandez is lead blocker. He's going to take off. Try to shake him in.
So clearly you can really see there the disadvantage of having a young quarterback. It doesn't look like the clock is running, but
No, man's down actually on the field.
yeah, so that stopped the clock, but
we're going to take a look and see who that is on the field right now. Can't really see at the moment. Let's see if we...
This is tough for Brookline because they had number 33, Ben Gilman, get shaken up earlier, and they've had number 66, Matt Edenoff, walking around a little bit, shaken up.
Once again,
on the sideline.
Camille Jerry was down for just a moment on that last play. Now he's going to come up off the sidelines. Don't really know if he got injured or just hurt for a moment on that last play. Hopefully he'll be back to enter the game.
Weymouth now has the ball at the 13-yard line.
And clock is running, approaching under 20 seconds to go. Harrison drops back, looks for a man, finds his man. Touchdown for the Wildcats, connected right to Tyler O'Brien on what appeared to be about a slant right there, and now it makes it 26 in favor of the Wildcats.
Yeah, and not a bad play by the Brookline defender, but the wide receiver got inside of him, and the pass was put right on him, and and the defender wasn't able to get his hands around to knock it out.
Well, that's something that any coach in America teaches a kid. Don't ever let him inside you. Weymouth for the extra point. Long. This is going to be good. That puts the score at 21-6. Brookline got a little momentum when they scored their first touchdown, and Wildcats come right back out and take it back.
So very costly decision there for Brookline to try to come out with just over a minute left and try to drive. And that comes back to haunt them as Weymouth is able to put another touchdown on the board and bring it back to a 15-point deficit. This is hard for Brookline to go in to the half down by 15 like this.
The young coach is probably feeling very good after that last score, having some confidence in this young team, but did not work in their favor. Long, ready for the kickoff. He's going to squib it again. Brookline comes up with it. Rogers with the catch. Leaves Brookline with about 9 seconds. Got to assume that they're just going to run out the clock. Maybe they'll heave one deep. We don't know, but not a whole lot of time to work with.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe they'll try to send one deep. We've seen that arm from their quarterback, Knopf. So maybe they'll try to heave one deep here with only 9 seconds. There's not much chance of giving Weymouth the ball back.
Knopf has Patterson to the bottom of the screen. That's the same touchdown connections earlier. I think he's going to be tossing it. Patterson has a one-on-one, but it's out of bounds. 3 seconds left in the half.
So as predicted, they come out here trying to fire it downfield. He had some space there if he put it on him a little better, but there wasn't really a lot of space for him to run. The defender was playing smart and staying downfield of him, letting him get the catch, but keeping him from getting into the end zone.
3 seconds left in the second quarter. And don't be surprised, folks, if they go back to Patterson again. That's what they did when they scored the touchdown. Patterson by himself, giving a lot of cushion. And the pass is just swatted straight down. That'll run out the clock to end the first half. Folks, in that first half, you saw a lot of the momentum controlled by Weymouth. That aggressive running attack that Coach Wally Thomas talked about before the game, the Warriors just could never get a hold of. And now we see Brookline just kind of walking in the half, kind of probably glad a little bit that Weymouth didn't take advantage of those opportunities, because it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse, but it also could be a lot better. I mean, Weymouth didn't take advantage of their opportunities, but neither did Brookline. And so not a very well-played game by either team, but Weymouth clearly has the advantage at halftime.
Yeah, Brookline had several chances to score some points and do some big things, but they could not do it. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up for the first half. I'm Patrick Thomas. This is Theo Nygren. We'll be back shortly to broadcast the second half game. Stay tuned. The 40, he's going to squib it again. Warriors get the kick. And nice little return by Richardson.
Deshaun Richardson had some good momentum, good speed going there upfield, but he got tripped up. I couldn't tell whose foot it was, but it looked like someone's foot tripped him up, and he fell down.
And looks like one of the Weymouth players comes off limping a little bit. Carl Morrissey is being attended to on the Weymouth sideline. Well, Brookline has some pretty good field positions to start the second half here, about the 37-yard line. Knopf He's going to fake it. He's going to pump it, and he looks, and he's going to keep running. He's got a first down. Nice play by Knopf. Looks as if they had a play breakdown, and they're going to pick up a first down.
Yeah, good smart play there. He didn't feel like he had anything on the pass, so he decided to pull it down and run because he saw a good opening there and was able to split two defenders, and a guy got a hand on his jersey, but that's not enough to bring him down, and he went right through for the first down.
Knopf's going to come back up. 3 receivers to the right. Santos to the left. And he's going to toss it to his man. Bajanov. Bajanov going to get about 5 yards on that last play. Brookline is showing a lot of promise early in the second half. We don't know if that'll carry over, but Theo, what are your thoughts initially?
Yeah, it looks like they're coming out a little different, coming out with more passing here, or at least trying to do a little more passing, as both of these plays looked like they were trying to make a pass at least. And good yardage on both of those plays.
Knopf comes out under center. Santos behind him. Be a toss. Santos didn't get much, and the lead blocker didn't get much anything either. Braxton Johnson kind of whiffed right there. Nothing really telling on that last play.
Looks like he may have gotten perhaps about a foot, but not really very much there. Tried to take it around the outside on the toss, but Weymouth was there waiting for him and pushed him out.
Looks like about a 3rd and 5 from the 46. Knopf hands it off to McLaughlin. McLaughlin stopped dead in his tracks by the captain, the senior captain, James Bradley. Nice play by the Wildcats on that 3rd down.
We're hearing that name a lot. Clearly a very good player, and it looked like he ran into his own offensive lineman, and the defender was right there to pull him down with his momentum stopped. And it looks here like Brookline is going for it on 4th down at about 5, trying to make a big statement coming out here in the second half.
Knopf comes out. Empty set, quads to the right. He's going to throw it straight to his man, Bachman.
Looks like he may have gotten a first down there. A nice little screen play. That's the second time they've thrown a screen to that same receiver, and he's gotten some pretty good yards on both of those plays. So that's working out for them.
We'll see if they get the first. It's going to be close, folks.
They're going to measure it here.
We'll see him right now bringing out the sticks. Let's see if we can get a close look at this right here.
It's marked at about the 41-yard line.
All right, we're going to have an up-close shot at this. We'll see what they got. It's going to be very tight, very close, folks. And Brookline gets the first down. That's huge early to start the game. Brookline, as you see, they're eating up a lot of clock here, so this is good. They're keeping Weymouth on the field. Theo, the Warriors are coming out and making their presence known.
Yeah, this is huge for Brookline to come out like this and not let that Weymouth momentum keep them back and come out here strong and drive, getting this opening kickoff, drive here, and get some momentum for themselves.
And Knopf is going to roll to the left. He's got a lot of running room. He gets about 8 yards to the left side. Nice run by Knopf.
A play-action keeper there for the quarterback. He faked the handoff and rolled all the way out and kept it on the run for, again, good yardage. So Brookline here really plowing ahead, driving downfield, and getting off to a fast start in the second half.
Brookline with about a 2nd and 2 opportunity, maybe about a 2nd and 1. Knopf. 3 receivers to the right. He's going to toss it out again It's going to be a low pass to Bachman. Just kind of bounced it off the ground on that play. Actually had some running room once again, not shaking his head because he knows he had a golden opportunity there.
Yeah, again, going back to the screen to that same guy, Bachman, that has been successful, but this time the throw is low, and it was an incompletion, and they weren't able to get yardage. Again, they looked like they could have gained some yardage if it had been complete, but slow, and now it's a 3rd and short.
And Knopf comes out this time under center. Santos in the backfield. Bajanov goes in motion. Santos with the ball. He's got running. He's going to cut back. Let's see if he can take it to the house. And he gets a big gain down inside the 20-yard line. Excuse me, down inside the 15-yard line of the Wildcats.
Big hole there for him. Burst right through that hole. And he was able to get good yardage. He had a lot of momentum going. Looked like he maybe could take it all the way, but he kind of ran into his own man and got pulled down. But good yardage, another 1st down for Brookline.
Brookline at about the 15, Knopf under center. He's going to toss it to Santos. Santos looking for running room up the right side, and he's going to get dropped for about at least a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, all the way back there from the 15 to about the 20-yard line. So they try to take it outside this time after a successful run up the middle, and there's nothing there. 5-yard loss. And so Weymouth is coming here trying to stop this momentum for Brookline.
2nd and 14 at the Weymouth 19. Brookline comes out an empty set, quads to the left, look for a little screen pass in the flats, and they toss it to Patterson. Patterson scored on this play earlier, and he gets down. And if it wasn't for the trip out of the spin, that's another 6 points.
Yeah, and that wasn't a perfect pass, wasn't right on him, but that time Patterson got his hands out and made the catch and made a nice strong play off of the first defender, but was tripped up and wasn't able to get to the goal to get into the end zone, but got all the way down to, looks like inside the 1-yard line almost.
Nice play by Knopf to Patterson. That looks like a good connection. Let's see if the Brookline Warriors continue to use that throughout the game. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Knopf hurries to the line. McLaughlin, big back set, gives it to McLaughlin. McLaughlin tries to surge forward, and he has not been able to get anything all night. Bradley tattoos him again. That guy has been in the hole each and every time McLaughlin has been running the football.
And yeah, another loss of yards on a running play there for Brookline. And on this drive, Brookline has had some success running, but that's mostly from their quarterback. Most of the success has come either from their quarterback not running or from passing either screens or short slants.
We'll see right here what Brookline does. To me, I don't know why, if you're going to run the ball, you take Santos out of the game, because just about every time McLaughlin's touched it, there's either been a huge hole for the Weymouth defense to come in and make a big play. If I'm Brookline, I might look to the Knopf-Patterson connection here for 6.
Yeah, maybe also a screen. Those are 2 things to look out for.
And Knopf has Patterson on the left. Let's see what happens right here. He's going to roll to the left. Now let's see what kind of room he's got. He didn't have much time to get rid of it, and he's going to be dropped for a sack. That's about at least a 4-yard loss. You got to wonder right there what Coach Thomas is really trying to achieve.
Yeah, I thought maybe they'd go for the pass there, try to run. Now, they did try to run it this time with their quarterback, Knopf, which had more success on this drive, but didn't work this time. They get dropped for the loss.
And Knopf trots back to the huddle. Let's see if they go back to the pass. They haven't been afraid to use the same play again. Patterson by himself to the left side. They got quads to the right. They'll be surprised if they go to Patterson, though. They're going to go for a jump ball. Patterson has a chance. It gets batted down. Nice play by Weymouth. Tyler O'Brien comes up with the big swat. Now it's fourth down territory for Brookline Warriors. And before they make this decision right here, let's point out that they went back each play of that series.
Yeah, and
They said that last one.
I saw the guy coming out there on a little screen calling for it, but the quarterback was looking for Patterson with a jump ball.
Knopf comes out in the shotgun. Let's see if he looks to Patterson again. Let's see if he can get it this time. He gets him. Is it 6? Touchdown. Gets a foot in. Maybe got 2. Patterson with a big play. Goes up for the chest bump with his teammate right there, Max Cacklin's. And the Warriors got a huge surge of confidence right there.
Yeah, they go back to that play, but this time Knopf leads him and lets him keep running ahead of the defender, and he's able to go up. He's a tall guy, and he's able to go up and get the ball. Looks like they'll go for 2 here after missing that extra point earlier.
If they get the 2 here, it could be huge considering they won't need a touchdown and a field goal later on. Knopf in the shotgun. He's going to go. No, wait. He's going to look right. And he led Bachman a little too far on that play. Honestly, he had Patterson again to the left, but it looked like a designed rollout. Not really sure what happened with that play.
Yeah, some good penetration there by Weymouth's defense coming through. And so now Brookline, rather than cutting it to only 7, it's now a 9-point deficit, which means they'll need a touchdown and more to tie it up or come back.
Weymouth has been able to provide an aggressive defensive line attack throughout the game. Ryan Gunther, one of the many people that have been what at times seems like all around Knopf tonight. And teeing it up for the Warriors is Santos. He's been everything but carry the water cooler tonight. Coming onto the field now is Bachman. 4:46 left in the third quarter. Weymouth leads 21-12. And short kick, let's see if they can come up with it. They didn't call a fair catch, but they're going to have decent field position at about the 38 to 39 yard line. Weymouth in plenty of room to make an early score here with just 4 minutes and 42 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, again, good field position for Weymouth. This actually, compared to their other drives, this is worse field position than they've had starting most of their drives. Not good special teams for Brookline.
Harrison comes out. Pistol look. Too tight set. Hands it to Fernandez. Fernandez finds his way, cuts back to the right side for about a 12-yard gain.
So Weymouth here looking to come back out and run just continue trying to run all over Brookline. Continue trying to do what they can to put more points on the board and get the momentum back in their favor.
Weymouth on the Brookline side of the 50. Harrison waiting for the snap. Hands it off to Hernandez. Hernandez punches his way up the middle for about an 8, maybe a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, they're just running right through this offense, going back to what worked earlier, just running over the Brookline defenders, and it's working as they have second and short now after a second play of the drive.
Harrison goes out too tight in. Pistol set. Fernandez is behind him. Fernandez gets a snap. He stops, plants, goes back to the left, and goes down at about the 39. Maybe they'll lay it. Nope, they'll lay the 39-yard line. That's going to give the Wildcats a 1st and 10.
Looks like they're gonna give him the first down. Very close there, but they give him the first down. So again, going with the handoff up the middle, and it's working. Brookline needs to get back and toughen up and stop this run.
That defensive line just hasn't been able to get upfield in the backfield of the Wildcats. Harrison. It off once again. Fernandez. Running all over, around, and through the Warriors defense. They just don't have any answer whatsoever. It's been a long night at times for this Warriors defense. I mean, Fernandez just, we thought it was going to be Harrison, the one that was tearing this team apart, but honestly, Fernandez has been the one that's been gutting them all night.
Yeah, another nice run there. And another 2nd and 4.
Harrison hands it back off to Fernandez. And Fernandez bounces away outside. He's got a lot of green, folks. Over the 20, past the 10, and he just goes out of bounds at the 10. Looked like he might cut back right there, but big gain.
Another guy down on the field for Brookline. This has been a tough game. Already a couple of guys have gotten injured. I can see another guy getting looked at on the bench, and now another player down on the field.
And when you get to this juncture in the football game, some of the injuries do stem from tiredness and just the way that Weymouth has been able to control the clock, pound the football. It has to take a toll on your defense, and we're kind of seeing that right now. And coming off the field for the Brookline Warriors is Braxton Johnson.
He has to get carried off the field, so that's not a good sign here.
This appears like he's dragging his left leg. Hopefully that is not too severe of an injury. We'll say a quick prayer for Braxton, and hopefully everything works out right. Harrison comes out, 2 tight end set. Hands it off Fernandez. Fernandez bounces out left. He's got a lot of room to run. He's going to try to make it into the end zone. And he gets stopped at around the 2, maybe the 1 yard line. 1st and 10 for Weymouth.
So it looks like they have a very good opportunity to put up more points. Brookline has really not been able to take advantage of the times they've gotten momentum. Obviously, they've had 2 touchdowns, and then both times they've failed to get the extra point or 2-point conversion, and then failed to stop Weymouth following that.
And if you're Weymouth, there's no need to stop shoving the football down their throat. He just finds a way. Fernandez literally bent the ball back all the way from the left hash, over up into the center, over around the right corner, and has 6 points.
Completely untouched there. Nobody on him. They had him stopped up the middle, but he just cut it outside, and there was no one there to contain him.
And Long is going to line up. Long is going to line up for the field goal. Knocks it in. That's going to put the score at 28-12 in favor of the Wildcats. Minute 34 left in the 3rd quarter. Warriors will try to get back on the board. And if they do, it's still a ball game, but it doesn't really matter if they can't stop this Wildcats rushing attack. I mean, it's had them on their heels all night.
Yeah, this has been an interesting game, but it's been kind of hard to watch for Brookline because every time they get an opportunity or get momentum, they give it up again. And a lot of the time, it may be Weymouth doing good things, but Brookline also could clearly have done some things better to prevent those surges by Weymouth. So get ready to kick off here.
And Long squibbles it down the field. McLaughlin is going to catch it. He'll try to find some running room, but He'll get dropped at about the 34-yard line.
Looks like that time they weren't trying to go with this squib. It looked like he may have been trying to kick it, but didn't get much behind it. But they still pinned Brookline much farther back than Brookline has been able to pin Weymouth. And that's one of the big stories of this game is the fact that Brookline has been giving Weymouth good field position, and Weymouth has not been giving Brookline good field position.
Knopf comes out, quads to the left, Patterson to the right. Screen pass to the left. And they didn't get a whole lot right there.
No, looks like Bachman again. We've seen. Looks like they have a couple of targets that they really like, that Knopf really likes to go to. It's mostly been. He's had a couple of tries long to Deshaun Richardson. Other than that, it's really just been Patterson and some screens to Bachman.
Knopf in the shotgun once again. Patterson at the bottom of your screen, quads to the top. And he's going to look for Patterson. And Patterson comes up with a nice grab. Thrown at his feet. Not the best throw at all by Knopf.
Yeah, and unfortunately there, Patterson is able to make the catch and gain some yards, but unfortunately there, because it was underthrown, Patterson had to come back for it, and they don't gain as many yards as they probably could have if it were a better throw.
Knopf comes out at about the 40-yard line, 3rd and 5. Same set, all 3 downs. He pump fakes. He's got Patterson wide open. Patterson has the ball. He's going to try to rumble in. And he gets inside the 20, finally being brought down by Tyler O'Brien.
They finally connect there on a long pass. They've been trying to do that a couple of times, but weren't able to connect on it earlier. And finally there they get over the top of the defense and get the big pass, moving the ball down the field. Patterson was wide open there.
That's going to wrap up the end of the 3rd quarter. And that's going to be a good surge of momentum for the Warriors as they head into the 4th. Score is 28-12 in favor of the Wildcats, but Brookline Warriors do have an opportunity to go in and get the score here, which would give them some confidence for the rest of the game.
They'll switch sides here.
We're going to switch sides of the field, folks, and when we come back, Brookline is going to have the ball right at the 20. If I'm Coach Thomas, I don't see any reason why you do not keep throwing the ball to Patterson. He has been probably your most successful target all night. It's a mismatch. I mean, he's a tight end. He's listed as a tight end on the roster. Tyler Patterson has given this defense fits. Not going to throw it out to Richardson. And Richardson, he just cannot hold on to the ball. Had probably not a whole lot of running room, but fortunately it's not a loss.
Yeah, it looked like he had at least a little space there to take it on the edge on that screen, and just came out of his hands. Looked like maybe he didn't keep his eyes on the ball, maybe looked downfield before he really had the ball secure.
And the Warriors come out. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Plenty of time left in the ball game, but they'll have to score quick. Going to come out under center. Santos in the backfield. Santos gets the hand. No, it's a fake. It's a fake. And he got a man in the end zone. A diving catch. Touchdown for the Warriors. Daniel Bejanov with a huge diving play in the corner of the end zone. That is Sports Center material, top 10 quality, folks. nice grab.
Yeah, especially for high school, that's an amazing, amazing play by the receiver. Really good job of staying with it and reaching out and going to get it. And now Brookline doesn't let Weymouth get that momentum too much. They come back here and put some more points on the board, and they'll go for 2 again here.
I attribute that touchdown to the great fake made by Knopf on that last play. I mean, it had me sold up here in the booth, and all you know, boom, Daniel has 6 points. It's going to be a touchdown for Brookline. I think that Brookline had the matchup they wanted, but on the Weymouth sidelines, it wasn't the same. Coach Kevin Mackin wanted to call a timeout, take a step back, and probably change the look up. 11:50 left in the fourth quarter. 28-18 in favor of the Wildcats. If Brookline can score right here with a 2-point conversion, that'll notch it to 28-20, which means they still have to get another 2-point conversion, but it makes it a little bit easier. And if they miss the next one after this one, they can at least get a field goal to go ahead.
Yeah, important play here for Brookline. Trying to make it a 1-score game instead of a 2-score game.
Knopf, he has his man, tosses it passing, and it's intercepted. It's going to be taken. And intercepted on the tip by Jay Devon.
So that's the 3rd time they've scored a touchdown and then not been able to convert on the extra point or the 2-point conversion, which is really hurting them here because now, rather than a 1-score game, it's a 2-score game, even though they've scored the same number of touchdowns and neither team has scored a field goal. Brookline has not been able to put those points up after the touchdown. And now Weymouth has a 10-point lead.
Yeah, that really hurts. Brookline not being able to convert any of those 2-point plays. Unfortunately, DeVerne was stopped because it looked like he was going to take it to the house and give Weymouth 2 points. Santos ready to kick it off. 11:50 left in the fourth quarter. Santos, nice kick. It's going to be received by Fernandez. Fernandez looking for a lot of green. Nice tackle
So
by
that was
Brookline. Nathan Noel making a nice stop on the return.
That was by far the best kick that Brookline has had so far in the game, and they weren't quite there right away. He got about 10 yards after catching the kick, but they came up and they will not have as good field position as they've had most of their drives.
Back out in their set that's worked so well for them throughout the night. Timeout is called. We'll see if it's a coach's timeout or if it's a heat timeout. Not really sure what's happening, folks. We're looking to see that right now. And a flag is thrown. A little bit of confusing chain of events here. I'm not really sure. At first, it looked like a timeout's called. Now, referee.
Yeah, the whistle was blown. Illegal substitution here. And yeah, the flag was blown and there was no signal. Looks like that penalty is called on Brookline. 5 yards against Brookline. And yeah, the flag was thrown well after the whistle was blown. So confusing turn of events there.
And Weymouth comes back out 1st and 5 from the 37. Mendez stops, spins. He's going to try to bounce it outside. Perkins misses the tackle. He's got Harrison as the lead blocker, and he finally gets taken down from the far sideline.
So that's tough for Brookline. Looks like looks like he got the first down maybe. But they had two guys who had a chance at him in the backfield. He spun off the first guy and then just slipped right through the arms of the second guy. So not very good tackling here tonight from Brookline.
Second and 1. Second and 2 for the Wildcats. Hernandez bounces his way up the field. 3 or 4 points. 3 or 4 yards.
So they get the first down there. And Brookline not able to hold them on that short yardage situation. And so that brings us back to that earlier penalty in the confusing play.
And Harrison comes out in the 2 tight end pistol set. Looks like he faked to air right there because Fernandez went one way, and then he just goes up the middle for about 10 yards out of the blue.
Yeah, looked like a play action there, but the running back was on the other side from where he expected. But worked out for Weymouth anyways, as he's able to get 9 yards here. Now it's a second and short, 2nd and 1 here. So again, Brookline not able to come back after gaining the momentum, after getting that score. They're not able to come back and get those stops and hold Weymouth. And Weymouth has been able to pull that momentum back, which has been a real problem for Brookline.
And it looks like we're going to have a stoppage of play right here. Brookline's huddled over on the sidelines, and they actually need this stop. It'd be huge momentum now. If they give it up, there's still time for them to come back, but you got to think that at this crossroads in the game, it means a lot more if you get the stop and then come up with the football, Theo.
Yeah, this is tough for Brookline. Every time you get the momentum, you give it right back, as their quarterback, Knopf, just came out on the field encouraging his teammates to go get this stop and give the offense another chance.
It's going to be a 2nd and 1 at the Brookline 46, 10-18 to go in this 4th quarter. Weymouth has a lead 28-18. Harrison back in the shotgun. They're sticking with a look that feels good, and Fernandez goes from right to left, back to right, sticking on the left sideline, just inside the numbers. We're going to be about the 40-yard line for this first down play. And Weymouth just running down the clock, and why not? You can't blame it at all. Coach Kevin Mackins, he had a solid game plan, and Brookline was all set. Their whole defense was predicated on stopping Harrison tonight, and that hasn't happened whatsoever. Dave Harrison comes out in a shotgun look. Fernandez to the right, hands to Fernandez. Fernandez gets held up, but then bounces forward, and he's not stopping. That's going to be about a 7 or 8 yard game. And Theo, that could have been, that's the play that we talked about all night, where Brookline has a guy probably at about 2.5, 3 yard game. If he rolls forward, maybe 5. And then he just, at the end of that, he gets 6, 7 yards.
Yeah, looked like, couldn't exactly tell. There are a lot of players, but it looked like maybe the Brookline defender thought the play was over, because he kind of seemed to let the back go, which gave Weymouth more yards than they would have gotten. Again, Brookline really hurting themselves with just poor play and poor tackling on the defensive side.
Coach Wally Thomas really needs one of his players to step up big right now. One of these guys on the defensive line. Maybe we'll see a play out of Devin Perkins. I don't know, maybe Tyler Patterson. Maybe one of the interior guys. on the defense. Benjamin Solomon, somebody needs to step up right here for the Warriors and make a play. Jerry Camille, we're calling on all you guys to see what they can do right here. 2nd and 3 at the 33 of Brookline. Dave Harrison comes out. Bradley just to his right. You got to think now it could be either a run or pass. And Brookline, huge play. And just when we said we really needed to see a play out of the defensive line of Brookline, Devin Perkins shoots the gap and comes in, makes a nice play. Somebody else makes a tackle, but
Yeah, it looked like it wasn't a great tackle. The quarterback pulled him along for a little while, but he did eventually pull him down to the ground, so a better job of tackling there than they had been doing.
Harrison in the shotgun. Fernandez to his left. He's going to hand it off to Fernandez. Fernandez has a big lane, and he just gets a helmet right to the gut. Stood up for just a moment. Still gets the first down. Jarring little hit. Doesn't matter, though, because the clock keeps on running. Wildcats keep on churning up yardage. It's another Weymouth first down.
Yeah, stopped dead in his tracks there by the Brookline defender, but it didn't matter. He already had the first down. And Brookline now is in a really bad situation, down by 2 scores with Weymouth driving.
You can hear, people in the stands jamming their feet as Harrison hands out to Fernandez. Fernandez stiff arms 2 people all the way into the end zone from the 15. Shakes his way out to the 10 in the end zone. And that might have been the knife in the side of the Warriors. Fernandez has had a big game all night and has just played lights out. 4 touchdowns rushing for him tonight. He's looked spectacular. I mean, the senior has done it all for the Wildcats. They really haven't had an answer at all. I know we said that. We're kind of regurgitating the same things we've been saying throughout the broadcast. But, I mean, how much more can we emphasize that Brookline has not been able to stop them, Theo?
Yeah, again, just poor tackling. As you said, a couple of stiff arms there. They had guys near him, but they weren't able to bring him down. And he goes into the end zone for what will likely be what put away for the game. Now 3 scores down, Brookline is, with only 7:58, and they haven't really shown the ability to stop Weymouth.
If there is something that might be promising, it's that Brookline has looked good on offense. They've shown some spurts that they have the ability to answer, but with a team that struggles in a season, early in a season, you got to find some defensive identity. And I don't feel as if the Warriors have found that. And Coach Wally Thomas, I'm sure he is extremely frustrated with how things have gone. And although they were building up to this game to stop Harrison, Fernandez has been the one tearing them apart. Long, kicking off, and he'll squib it down the middle. Kick is received by Santos. Santos bounces away back outside, tries to find some room, can't really find much. He's going to be held down, tied down at the 37.
So Brookline will come back out here, 7:51 left in the game, down by 17. So they're mostly, they're looking to come back, but all their offense can really do here is put some points on the board and hope that their defense can finally make a stop. So we'll probably see the offense come back out again with a lot of passes here late in the game.
And if you're Brookline, you got to complete these passes, because if you don't, you're just going to get the ball right back to Weymouth. Knopf, back to pass, looking for a man. He's going to touch to Richardson. Richardson has a chance, he's underneath the ball, and he does not come up with it. Knopf, he has shown his arm off. That was a throw from about the 35 down to the 25. Nice little pass, but just been off several times tonight. Excuse me, I said 35. I meant about 25. Knopf just overshot some of his some of his receivers several times throughout the evening.
Yeah, threw it about 40 yards in the air. It's pretty good for a high school quarterback, but he's just not been hitting those guys deep except for one pass to Tyler Patterson deep.
Knopf. Santos to the left. He's going to look for his man, and it's high.
Couldn't quite tell there who he was going to. Looked like he was probably going to Bachman, but was well over his head. There was another guy behind him who sort of came to his feet.
Hard to tell exactly what Ben Knopf was trying to do on that last play. He's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 situation at the 37. 7:40 left in the 4th quarter for Brookline. We'll see if they take advantage of this 3rd down right here. Or excuse me, use this 3rd down. They haven't taken advantage of many opportunities at all tonight. Come out, trips left in the shotgun, Knopf, drops back, fakes, throws to his man, and he's gobbled up. Nowhere to run for Bachman. Nowhere at all. Nice tackle by the Wildcat defense.
Going back to one of his favorite receivers, but there was a guy right there ready to bring him down. Looked like he had a lot of the helmet, but no penalty was called, and he was dragged down, not able to get away. And again, Weymouth showing another of their advantages, special teams, and now tackling. They're clearly a better tackling team than the Brookline Warriors.
Weymouth has obviously carried over last week's win into tonight. I'm seeing a lot of plays that aren't necessarily reminiscent of a 1-2 team. Maybe this team is better than their record indicates. They've come up big in several situations. And let's also note the fact that Brookline has just struggled, and they're still a very young team looking to find some sense of identity and ability to cash in when the money is on the table.
A bright spot for the Warriors, however, is that one of their big targets in this game has been sophomore Max Bachman.
Knopf is he's gonna sit back in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 2 down at the bottom of your screen. Patterson's the inside slot man. Let's see if he goes to him. Knopf. He fakes. He's running around. Let's see if he finds somebody. He's going to toss it. Gets a man. Looks like Richardson over there on the sideline at about the 43-yard line is where they mark it. Nice 4th down play right there for the Warriors.
Yeah, Brookline showing some promise here. Unfortunately for them, this quarterback, Ben Knopf, is a senior, but they have some promise from younger players. Their big targets, Patterson and Bachman, are a junior and a sophomore.
That's right. Knopf has 6 minutes and 43 seconds to work with in this game. Throws it to Bachman. Bachman looking for some running room. He's trying to get around the corner. Pushed out of bounds by O'Brien. And flag was thrown on the play. It looks like it could be a holding call against the Warriors.
Yep. The signal against Brookline, which is tough there, but again, another nice screen to Bachman. Got some good yards, and yep, they're stepping it off for Brookline. 10 yards for holding there. So that's tough for Brookline. A good positive to take away from that play is the good pass. The negative is that they lose yards on the penalty.
Well, they have had more than their fair share of miscues throughout the night. 6:19 left to go in the game. Ben Knopf got about 1st and 16 situation. Bounces the snap back there. He's going to take off on his own. He's got a lot of run room. He's going to cut back outside the 40. He's going to go past the 1st down marker. And big run for Knopf after what was essentially a broken play. Horrible snap right there. Bounces back back to the quarterback, scoops it up himself, doesn't see anything downfield. Goes ahead, gets out of bounds.
Yeah, Knopf has a couple of times done a good job of making something out of what seemed to be a broken play. That time it's a low snap that hit the ground before it actually got to him. But he is able to scoop it up cleanly and then burst through for a long run.
Nice play, Ben Knopf. And smart as well, getting outside to stop the clock. Knopf. He'll have 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Patterson on his own to the right. He'll throw it over to Santos. Santos has a lot of green. Let's see what he does with it. He gets out of bounds. And they'll say he got under his own will. That'll stop the clock. 5:55 left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, unfortunately for them there, he had a little trouble handling that pass. It was a little behind him. He had to turn around and then spin back around, which gave the defense time to come up. And so he doesn't really get any yards there. So doesn't move the ball forward, moved it forward a little bit, but not much.
And for Brookline, you got to be thinking they're trying to get in the end zone within these next 3 plays, optimally 2. 2nd and 6 from the 22-yard line. Patterson at the bottom of your screen. He's going to roll right. Being chased down from way out of bounds. Nice pressure on the play by Kweti Tombi, the senior defensive tackle, one of the captains for the Weymouth Wildcats.
And a good job there by Knopf of getting away from the pressure. Not much there, and he was able to get that throw out of bounds to avoid the loss of yards with guys chasing him very close behind.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 situation. 5:48 left in the game for the Brookline Warriors. Ben Knopf, senior quarterback, is shouldering the load of getting the Warriors in the end zone on this possession. Patterson at the bottom of your screen. Knopf in the shotgun. He's going to look. Doesn't have anywhere to go, and he's just going to be slammed. They had a meeting at the quarterback, and there were a slew of Wildcats back there. Leading the bunch was Dan Johnston to make the sack, followed by a couple of his fellow defensive linemen. Theo, and that's something, we've only seen like 1 or 2 sacks out of Weymouth, but they've been getting in the backfield all night, so we shouldn't necessarily be surprised that it's finally happened.
Yeah, that time not able to escape and not able to get rid of the ball.
Knopf goes back out, and the shotgun has Patterson at the bottom of the screen. He's going to try to roll right, but he may not get away from it. Johnson tried again. He fakes somebody out, has a lot of running room. He's going to take off, and nice stop. Nice stop on the play. And Knopf's coming away hurting after that play. Good tackle. Looked like Tyler O'Brien, and he just came. That was in the open field and just laid the wood to him.
So stop there on 4th down. Weymouth now gets the ball back. So this is looks like Weymouth put the game away. See if Brookline can maybe get a stop, something positive going into the next game with under 5 minutes left in the game, down by 17.
Yeah, for Brookline right here, you're just really hoping that and praying that Weymouth does not get on the board again. It's all about maintaining some gumption about yourself at this point, taking some pride. Harrison comes back out. He's got 4 minutes, 51 seconds left in the game. If you're Coach Mackins on the Wildcat sideline, you got to be thinking that they're just going to be running some clock, nothing too crazy. And that's exactly what they do. Fernandez finds his way. He's going to hit a feud burst. Feud 50, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5, touchdown. And another huge score. The man has had a brilliant evening. He's been all over the field all night long, and just they haven't had an answer. And exactly what we talked about, Theo, they did the exact opposite, and they just get right back on the board. And you can see that the wind is completely out of the Brookline Warriors.
Yeah, tough for Brookline there. You hope that maybe even if you can't come all the way back, maybe you can take some positives away, have a strong finish to the game. But they come right at them with another really long run and another touchdown.
Point after is good.
.438 left in the fourth quarter. 42-18 lead for Weymouth. And if you're Coach Thomas, you hopefully get back on the board here to keep it under a 20-point win for Weymouth. You know, what we found out tonight is a couple of things, Theo. Obviously, Brookline's a young team. We know they have a lot of work to do, but we also saw the resolution of Weymouth not to really allow Brookline to get back in the game when they had opportunities. After the second half, when Brookline had that long drive, we thought this might be an opportunity for the Warriors to get back in it. That wasn't the case.
Yeah, Weymouth has really not allowed Brookline to hold any momentum. Immediately after their scores, Weymouth has come back and put more points up.
And Long kicks off, dribbles it. It's picked up at about the 20. Richard doesn't really have a whole lot of room. He'll be taken down around the 30.
So not great field position there for Brookline. Gets some yards on the return. And you just hope here that, you know, you probably can't come back with 4:32 down by this much, but you just hope you can put some more points up and just come away with a positive feeling of we have a good offense and there are things we can build on.
Yeah, at this point in the game, you just really want to go out and just finish strong. It's there's a lot of pride sometimes when you're getting beat to finish on a high note. Santos gets the toss, looks for running room, and they strip the ball, and it's a strip, and it's recovered by Brookline, but Wildcats are going for the strip, up 42-18. I mean, less than 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. They want to let Brookline know that this team is to be feared and respected.
Yeah, this is, you know, I was saying you want to have something to build on, but this is really tough for Brookline because at the end of the game, there wasn't much of a chance anyways. You just hope that you can have a good drive to build on, but they lose the ball, they turn it over, and another negative for this Brookline team.
It's going to bring up about a second 15 from their own 24. 3:42 and counting left in the game. Bitten off under center. He's going to hand it off. No, he's going to roll to his left. He's got a man, but he throws over to Richardson. Richardson gets out about at 35. Shows stiff arm to O'Brien. And a little bit of discouragement from Daniel Bajanov downfield. If you saw on that play, he was open, and Knopf couldn't quite find him. That's one of the things we mentioned. They're not running on all cylinders. I mean, at this point in the game, you got to be able to see something like that.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, they clearly have some favorite targets, and they don't really go to other guys very often.
3rd and 4 from their own 35 left. They're going to get the toss to Santos. Let's see what he can do. He's got a lot of running room. He's going to get the first. Nice play by Santos.
Well, nice run there after the short pass. Good run. It's been a up and down game for Santos. He's had some good runs. He's also had some plays where he got stopped for no gain or a loss.
Approaching 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Brookline has 1st and 10 at their own 48. Knopf goes under center. Tosses to McLaughlin. McLaughlin tries to find some running room. Just gets upfield for about 5 yards. That's just shortening up clock. 2:39 left in the ball game. Weymouth, it's a 42-18 lead, and the Wildcats have been no stranger to the end zone at all tonight. I should better yet say Daryl Fernandez has not been a stranger to the end zone. He's been all over the place. He's amassed a crazy amount of yardage tonight, and as much as the Warriors have let their offense down in a lot of ways, kudos to him because he's played his heart out. Knopf in the shotgun. 2 tight end set. He'll drop back, looking for Patterson. Excuse me. Threw over the shoulder of Patterson to Benjanov, and that wasn't any completion. Minute 54 left in the game. 3rd and 4 from the 46 of Weymouth.
And yeah, Brookline's just looking to do something here that they can build on, that can keep their spirits up going into next week. This is a tough loss, and you just want some positive that to have in your mind for next week.
Toss to Santos. Santos tries to get the first. He does. Yeah, Theo, when after the game, they can look back at the tape and had some good moments. But, you know, they're still a young team, and they have a lot to build on. And, you know, we'll see what they do from here for out. Santos goes down on the field. We're going to take a timeout here as he comes off for just a moment.
A nice gesture there, though. Patterson carrying Santos part of the way off the field after that injury. Santos has definitely played hard and fought on the ground.
All right, folks. It's minute 13 left in the game.
Brookline comes out here again on offense. And they're going back to the bigger running back. Knopf stands back, throws it deep to Patterson. Overthrows Patterson right to the hands of a Weymouth defender, but through his hands and incomplete.
It's 2nd and 10 at 42.
Just past the reach of Patterson that time, and now 52 seconds left in the game. 2nd and 10 here for Brookline. And we'll see what Brookline comes out with. They'll probably come back out passing, just, you know, trying to have some good moments of this game, have some things to build on, like their passing attack, as they pitch it here to the running back. Runs outside. Good yardage, breaks a couple of tackles there. Fights for a couple of extra yards there. That's Dan McLaughlin fighting for some yards there with Santos hurt. And on the sideline, they're going to have to go with some different backs. They had used McLaughlin a little earlier, but he had struggled a little earlier. Now he's coming up, and they've got another back in the game. Pitch it to him, running outside, looking for room. Gets some yards, gets the first down there. Another back pitching in now, number 36, and they're driving now. There's only 8 seconds left, so see if they can put some last-second points up here. as low snap. Knopf's back. He's looking for someone. Launches it deep into the end zone, and it's caught by the wide receiver. There's a flag on the play, but it was caught. If it stands, it will be a touchdown. If not, they will won't. It doesn't really change the outcome of the game. It's just something to keep in their minds. Pass interference on Brookline there, so that will not count. That score will not count. But you know, there were some good things to look at, to take away from that game for Brookline and for Weymouth, especially for Brookline, the passing, and for Weymouth, the running game on offense. And looks like they'll have to have one last play here because of the penalty. The clock is out, but they had to take one last play because there was a penalty, but it will be from all the way back at the 41-yard line. So they'll probably throw it deep again. We've seen Knopf's arm, but that's, again, Brookline just hurting themselves offensively. And Knopf kneels it here to end the game. Brookline with the loss. Weymouth improving to 2-2 with a 42-18 win over the Brookline Warriors, who are now 0-4 on the season.
Please drive safely on your way home. Have a good night.
That's it for the football game between the Brookline High School Warriors and the Weymouth Wildcats. 42-18 win for the Wildcats. What did you think, Patrick?
Well, Theo, it was really more of a matter of Weymouth coming out and just setting a precedent running the football. We talked earlier about the game that Brookline had to be able to stop them, that they had to be able to shut down the running attack of Weymouth. We thought it was going to be Dave Harrison, but come to find out, Fernandez ran for at least 5 touchdowns, heck, more, and he might have had over 200-something rushing yards. And beyond that, on Brookline's side of things, they did have some good moments with Ben Knopf finding Tyler Passon in the end zone several different times. That was good for them, but at the end of the day, it was just more about Weymouth imposing their will upon Brookline, and Brookline not being able to capitalize on opportunities when Weymouth gave them chances to get back in the game in the first half. And kudos to Weymouth and the Wildcats, but they come away with a big W, and obviously they're 2-2 now and in a good position to get a few more wins this season. For Coach Thomas and the rest of the Brookline Warriors, you got to go back, look at the tape, and just learn from it, because this is a young team. Hopefully they'll do some better things as the season moves forward. But if they want to, they're going to have to improve that defense and really work on finding some continuity throughout the rest of the team. Other than that, it'll be a rough time for them as the season moves forward. Well, thank you, folks. We really do appreciate you turning into this week's game between the Brookline High School Warriors and the Weymouth Wildcats. The Wildcats go to 2-2 on the year, and Brookline unfortunately falls to 0-4. Hopefully Coach Thomas can find some strong messages and some high points for them to take forward throughout the season. Thank you once again. I'm Patrick Thomas. This is Theo Nygren. Thank you. Tune in next time.